Good morning. Welcome. I'm Ron. This is Core Without the Floor. It's another Wednesday morning. Welcome. Bring the arms back. Chest out. Chin up. Bring the arms up over the top. Deep breath in and back down again. So we've always been doing a lot of progressions. We're still going to be doing some progressions today. We're going to go more into just a core challenge where we'll be doing number of different exercises, starting out with this seated march right here. We do want to warm up all the muscles first, so we want to get these hip flexors warmed up so we can pick the leg up like that. You start out low and then you just keep coming up a little bit higher and a little bit higher as you can. Shoulder blades stay back, ears over shoulders over hips. Hold on to the bottom of the chair as you're warming up if you need to. And alignment, shoulders, hips, knees, toes, just like that. And let's go into a little pelvic tilt. So just staying right here on the edge of the chair, feet planted firmly on the floor. We're just going to breathe in through the nose and then exhale, tightening up all the muscles through this lower half. So starting about midway down there, 3/4 of the way down the torso, front to back. And that's it for right now. You don't need to get anything else involved. We're just working into it. Deep breath in. And exhale. Start feeling all these muscles tighten up. One more time, deep breath in and exhale. Lower abs. We're going to the upper abs now. Arms out front. Rolling the shoulders out a couple times. Back as far as you can get them. What you're working on here is making sure that you're not following it out. Shoulder blades back. And exhale. Now we can get a little more intense with it. Deep breath in, shoulder blades back as you can get them, and then exhale, tightening up those muscles. Feel those ab muscles really clenching. The upper half especially, rolling those shoulders out just a little bit. Back in, and exhale. Like that. Grab onto the chair behind you. Kickstands we're going to do. Arms behind. Get those shoulder blades back as much as you can. Feet out in front. We're just going to do a little squeeze of the glutes and back up. Just a little bit, not a lot. And back down. Get that pelvic tilt in there. So you want to feel these muscles in front, tightening up as you go. Keep the shoulder blades back. Hands are for kickstands. You don't have to go way back. You can go right here and do the same thing. So you can get right next to the butt if you need to. And down. Actually, you should feel this from the shoulders all the way down into the quadriceps. And one more time. And down. So if you were on the floor, you would be doing glute bridges there, and then a little pelvic tilt at the top gets those lower abs. Downs at the sides. Side bends. Just nice and easy. You don't have to bring the arms up overhead. Right next to you. Make sure you're aligned, especially ear over shoulder. That's the important piece. And then bring that shoulder down, keeping the head up. We're going for the obliques this time. Remember, you're bringing that shoulder blade down. So let me show this from this way. You're coming down on the side. Shoulder blade, you're using these muscles on the outside of the shoulder blade to draw it down toward the hips. But keeping that head up. But keeping the head up. Other side. Take it a couple times each side. Other side down. And go into a rotation this time. Hand on the outside of the thigh. Shoulder blades back, chest is out. Like this first. Ready? You got it set. Let's go. Around. Small move. Don't go very far. And let's do the other side. a little bit at a time. Felt that lower back tweak a little bit. It needs to be warmed up. And around. So you go as small as you need to on this one. You don't have to go very far. You're just working on that back shoulder, the shoulder that goes to the back. Around, roll it back, chin stays up, shoulder blades back, chest out. Again, small rotations, small. And back, we'll finish up with some really strong ones. But for right now, just get that spine moving. Those muscles stretched out a little bit, warmed up. And whew, back to center. We're going to take one leg and stick it out like that. A little bend in the knee. Again, going back into that kickstand. Just going to bring that knee up. Tuck. Same thing we did before when we went up. This time we're going to bring that knee up. Still tucking that pelvis up. Now you're going to start to feel it going into the top of the leg, into the front of the hip. Now, if you can, said we're going to have a couple small progressions. If you can, and this one's going to be harder, you're going to bring that knee in and see if you can roll that hip up just a little bit, get it up off the chair. And that absolutely may not work for you. You may not be able to get those shoulder blades back to hold the spine in neutral. Don't do it if you can't. Just bring that knee up, tuck it, and that's it. If you can, just coming up a little bit. Again, shoulders, there's so many parts of your body that need to be right for this one to do it correct, or to do it correctly so that you don't get hurt. And if you can't, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Just grab onto the back of the chair and tuck. So I'm barely pulling those sits bones up off the chair. And I'm using the core to do it. Those lower abs to pull that pelvis up in front. And down, arms out. We're going to go into a hip hinge first. So bringing the shoulders forward, bringing the torso forward. Shoulder blades stay back, coming out over the thighs. Work on that first, just making sure that you've got that proper form so you don't lean forward. And come on back up, exhaling as you do. So again, forward hip hinge, down over the thighs. Roll the shoulder blades back, keep the spine in neutral. Inhale, and then exhale to come back up again. Get the arms involved. So we're just going to spread the legs out just a little bit so you can get the hands between. Shoulder blades are back. Hold those shoulder blades. You want to feel this in the core. So the shoulders are going to pull down at the same time that you're going into that hip hinge. And that's where the work comes, right here. You're not very deep. You don't have to go like way down. Nose doesn't have to touch the knee. Doesn't have to. I mean, if that's where it was for you, yeah, you don't need to do that. Other side, same thing. Take the hands. So we're getting a little bit of the obliques here in this rotation, reaching across. Make sure that other leg, the brace leg, stays right where it is and that it's not, knees not flipping around. Flipping, caving in, flaring out. Back up, nice and slow, take your time. And again, back, down. Oops, I did that backward, sorry. Exhale, squeeze. And up one more time. Bring it down, hands on either side of the leg. Get down there, exhale. And back up again. Have some fun with this one. Start out with one leg extended. We're going to do that same thing, reaching down toward the foot, toward the foot. This is a toe reach, not a toe touch. Hamstrings will start to stretch a little bit here. I know mine are. And up. So that shows me something I forgot to warm up before we got started with this. So take this small. This is for warming up the hamstrings, he says after he does it. Still the shoulder blades down, still going into that hip hinge. And up one more time. Going to the other side we are. Extend that one leg. Don't forget your brace leg. Foot flat on the floor. 90 degrees right there. And shoulder blades back. You're pointing right toward that toe. Stretching out the hamstrings. Keeping the shoulder blades back as you come up. One more like that. Nice and tight. You bring those shoulder blades down. You're bringing the chest forward as tight as you can. And back up. Put it together. It goes like this. Shoulder blades are back. A little bit of a reverse here. Bringing the knee up. Just that little shoulder lean, or that shoulders come forward. Working these muscles in the chest. This isn't a big move. You're not coming way forward, giving up the back completely. Stay back here as much as you need to. Bring that knee up first. The tuck, then exhale, keeping the spine in neutral. Just going up as far as you can. That's it. And then back out again. If you need to, the other thing you can do is put one hand behind you as you reach with that other arm. Go to the other side, get your brace leg out, the other leg extended, shoulders back. Always get set up first, because once you get going, it's hard to get back to this again. So let's start out making sure that we're in the right place, doing the right thing so we don't get hurt. And knee up with the tuck. Back out. Don't lock that knee out on the way back out again. So if you were on the ground, this would be a V up. Arms come forward, the knee comes in a tuck. And one last time. And out like that. Sit to stand, hands on the thighs. Shoulder blades back. There's no reason we can't practice this every time we stand up. Knees are a little bit in front of the ankles. Reaching underneath, pushing up through the hips, through the heels, and you're up there. You will need your chair. We are going to stand for this next part. Starting out with, you got a minute here. So we're just going to go into a march. So again, working on that alignment, picking that leg up, making sure that you've got your stationary position or your neutral position. That's the most important thing right here before you get going, is that alignment all the way up and down. Shoulders, hips, knees, toes. Neutral position, back of the head to the tailbone. You can start bringing that leg up a little higher, a little slower. Feeling that stationary leg, the foot, ball of the foot to the heel. That is where the pressure is, especially in the heel. And as you bring it up, you're keeping that knee, toe in alignment. Up and back. Do this, you got it comfortable. Shoulders are back. So how high you bring that knee? How high? How high? As high as is right for you. Up. It was a test. You didn't know there was going to be a test this morning. That exhale is getting in there. That tuck's coming in again. One more time. There you go. Grab on. Get behind your chair. A little bit of a step out. Small hip hinge. Knees over the ankles. Just bring yourself down. You don't have to go up very far. We're just stretching the hamstrings, just like we should have done at the beginning. And push back up again. And now, squeeze the glutes, bring the hips in, and see if you can lean into it just a little bit. Knees are bent. Squeeze the glutes. You want nice and tight through here. Exhaling, bringing the hip forward. So if you do a plank, if you're on the floor doing an elbow plank or whatever you do, if you're doing that, you want to make sure that the most important part of a plank to really get these muscles, to really engage them, you can lay in a plank all you want. But if you exhale, bring that pelvis up, you're going to feel the plank doing its job. And that's a piece I don't see a lot from people, is that exhale and that pelvic tilt. You do that, you hold it there. It is really hard to hold a plank for any length of time. And one more time. And back out again, like that. Fun. That was fun. All right, shoulders back. Get on the side of the chair. Got one foot planted firmly on the floor. Knees bent just a little bit. Foot flat. Pick that other leg up, right straight out in front. Again, working on that alignment. Here, what's really easy. Again, you come down, you kind of lean into it. Roll those shoulder blades back. As you bring it up, do that exhale. And get that pelvic tilt in there. And then back down. Again, this does not do anything for the core, just lifting it up, leaning forward. One more. Other side, other leg, out. Get it out there first. Find your neutral before you start. You want to make sure you got those shoulder blades back. You're stepping out here, but not so much that it's bringing you forward. It's just this leg's coming out and tapping. That other knee's bent just a little bit. And then it's the exhale, bringing the leg up. You know, the hip flexors work. You're going to feel this in the lower abs to pull that pelvis up. Two more. You're getting 5. One more. And down again. How high that leg comes up, that's on you. That's all on you. Be really careful with that. Don't want you getting hurt. And if you pick that leg up too, or you try to get it up too high, you're going to come forward, and that's going to strain that whole back. So just be really careful with that. Bring it up whatever's right. Back where you were, same thing, except this time with a tuck. So leg lift just a little bit. And out. Tap the toe, set yourself back up. You're leaning back just a little bit. Extend. One more. I think that's 5. It's a long way between 1 and 5. I get lost sometimes. Other side. Sometimes I get lost between 1 and 3. Again, you're really concentrating on that alignment. So it's really easy to do here is pull that knee out to the side, heel comes in. You want this. You want that straight on. We're tightening up those muscles, strengthening them so that whenever you move, this is the way it's going to go. Protecting the knees, protecting the hips. Tighten these core muscles up. Again, you can exhale without tightening these muscles up. You can use just the chest cavity, and that's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to use these muscles up here. We're trying to use these muscles down here to do most of the work. Which means you need to feel this whole lower body moving. Tightening up, contracting, lower back extending. Arms out. You don't need the chair for this one. We're just going to do that. Oaring, rowing, paddling. Hips stay forward, shoulders rotate. Chin should follow chest as much as possible. But if you need to, and here's a great thing to do. If you're having problems with turning the hips, you can't get yourself just the shoulders to roll, keep the head forward, and those shoulders aren't going to go very far, but you're going to make sure that nothing's moving here through the torso. Just those shoulders and back up. Get around there, nice and deep, and back up. And when I say deep, what I mean is that you can feel the muscles from the rib cage all the way down to the top of the hips engaging, pulling that shoulder blade down. Every one of these exercises, you're drawing that shoulder blade down. Remember, it is the shoulder that's, it is kind of cramped up there. Shoulder that's going to the back, that's doing the leading. That's the one that's really coming around. So nice thing, you're not only getting the obliques, you're getting these posture muscles up on the outside of the, or the inside of the shoulder blade, between the shoulder blade and the spine. So this is a really good core exercise. You're hitting front and back. All right, chair. Put it together. You're going to bring that knee in a tuck. Sorry, let's get set first. Shoulder blades back, a little bit of a reverse lean, so you've got this diagonal going on. Not very far. Make sure this knee is bent. The stationary leg, really easy to lock out on this one, so keep it bent, foot's flat on the floor, everything's lined up front. And we're going to do that row with the back shoulder as we bring the knee in. I'm getting some muscles I don't usually get here. One more time. And the other side, same thing. So the other thing you can do on this one is you can go cross body, coming across like this. The only thing I want you to be careful of, if you start to go cross body, is don't let yourself lean. That's why I stay on the same side. It's so much easier to maintain form when you do that. So getting set up, foot out in front, little reverse lean here, keeping the body in a straight line, and leg comes in with that tuck, all together, and back out. Keep the core tight. I was relaxing it a little bit. I know better than that. And one more time. Release. Back again. We're going to do a little bit of a hip hinge. So going back into that stagger. Outside leg is up front. We're going to take and bring that front foot up with that tuck. This time, as you do, lean into it. So you're bringing this torso from the hips. It's just, again, it's a small move. These are all small moves as a rule. So we did this on the back. Now we're going forward with it. So we're engaging more of these muscles going into the front half of the torso. Extend out, shoulders back, make sure you're in a straight line. So don't let yourself collapse over that thigh. You're not coming over the top of it. You're bringing yourself over that stationary leg, over the hips, and that's all the farther you're going. And that leg, it goes where it's going to go. Do not try to make it do more than it can. That's when we run into problems. All right. Stagger, you got the inside leg right next to the chair, front leg out. You're going back in that reverse, kind of leaning back into that diagonal. Arm down, shoulder blade's going to pull down. At the same time, you bring that knee in for a tuck. Bring those hips up. This one's hard. This has a whole lot going on around the hips, lower abs, top of the thigh, front of those hip flexors. One more time. And there you go. We're going to step back from the chair. Grab a drink of water. You should have some water. We got another 5 minutes left. It is 8:30 or 9:30 if anybody has to go. I'm going to do 5 more of the cool down. So yeah, I don't know if you noticed or not. We're going to go into a hip hinge. Back up, knees over the ankles. All the exercises we did standing were the same ones we did seated. Variations of them. But we were trying to hit most of the same muscles in the movements, doing very similar moves. Point being, you can do these seated or standing, a lot of them. And I'm trying to get more into that to give you those options. So if we do stand up and that's not right for you, exhale, stretching out those hamstrings. If the standing isn't right for you a certain day, that's okay. Stay seated. A lot of them can be done. And you've got a lot of options too from the stuff that we've done. Okay, one more time down. From right here in the hip hinge, drop one arm and just bring it up. Then if you can, this is the harder one, is bring the chin around with the chest just a little bit with that arm up. And then back down again. So you get this great stretch all the way up the side, but that rotation may not work for you. Your back may say, you're not doing that. What are you thinking? So you got the hand in the middle on the front. Don't work the core. Use that arm for balance. You don't have to come down deep on this one either. It's the arm up and that rotation. That's a really important part of this one. And down. Bring yourself back up again to standing. We're going to finish standing. Hands out front. We're going to keep the feet side by side. Chin follows chest around. Get those shoulder blades. Make sure the hips don't move. Mine were moving, so I just reminded you. That's when I remind myself. And I don't know if you can notice this or not, but from those first rotations we did, hand outside the thigh, shoulder back, that rotation you had then and what it felt like, and this rotation now, it's just, for me, it's a world of difference. There is so much more movement in there. No tweaking in the lower back anymore. That's where it's so important. Anytime you're doing something that's going to require you to really exert, warm up first. Just do a little bit of something. Especially those rotations and hip hinges are the best. Hamstrings opened up. You get that back so it can move. Just do a few just to warm up. Stagger out. So you got front foot flat on the floor. Back foot goes down. We're stretching those calf muscles. And then shoulders back and do that forward hip hinge. With that heel down, you can absolutely use the chair on this one. It's great for this. Not sure why I wasn't. Too busy talking. Other side, same thing. Step it back. Get your stagger knee over the ankle on the front. Back foot, heels flat on the floor. And then just fall into it. You can't do this without the chair. You just put the hands on the thighs instead. Because you want to control the torso, making sure it stays upright. And the speed of the drop, if you don't have the hands here, you're going to roll forward and you're going to go down fast, and that's going to really pull on that muscle in the back. So take your time with it. Walls are great. Anything's good if it can support you, it's great to use for support. And step it back up again. Take that front leg and just side to side. Opening up that hip a little bit. Same on the other side. So again, it's a controlled flail. I love saying that. Controlled flail. Cross. You are in control of this leg the entire time, but you and gravity are working together to make it happen. Just slowing it down a little bit. Not letting the hips turn. And this is the important piece, is this. Not doing that. Keep your hips right straight forward. that leg relaxed a little bit. All right, back into one of these, back in a stagger step, and just roll the hips up underneath. So squeeze the glutes, bring it up, feel the stretch in the front of the hips. These hip flexors, we worked every time we lifted that leg, every time we tucked, we really went into them, along with those quadriceps. So we're just getting about 3/4 of the way up the thigh, or a quarter way down, up through the hip flexors. And it's not leaning way back. It's bringing that hip up underneath that does the work. So you're rolling down and up and relax. Other side, same thing. I don't need to move the chair. I can do it from here. Stagger step, knee over ankle, and roll. So you're squeezing the glutes to get that contraction, rolling the hip forward, which lengthens out those muscles in the front of that back leg. And be really careful with those. Anytime you're stretching the hip flexors right in front of the pelvis here, be really careful that you don't overstretch those. Easy to do, very easy. Arms up overhead, deep breath in. Stomach out, exhale, bringing the arms down. As you come down, we're going to go into a cat. Rolling the shoulders forward, feel the stretch coming all the way up from the glutes. And back up again. Exhale as you come up. When you get to the top, you take a deep breath in. Shoulders are back, stomach is out. Exhale one more time. Remember, chin doesn't come down to the chest. You always have that spacing there. And back up. That's it. That was Wednesday morning. Thank you guys so much for being here. I always appreciate it, and I'll see you again for the next class. You bet. Thanks, guys, for holding on for me. You bet. You bet, Jan. You, I hear that all the time. I love that. I love that you push yourself like that. Just not too much. Remember that. Yeah, don't worry about that. You bet. Thanks. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. We are done. Is that right? Okay. I'm out then. Have a great day, guys. Thanks. Have yourself